Welcome to Edible Architect. I'm Patrick McConville, and today we will be baking and building a Thai spirit house using our Edible Architect cookie cutter construction set and our Thai tile cookie texture roller. When you're ready to get started, grab your waterproof blueprints and your cookie cutter construction set and join me back here in the kitchen. The recipe for today is our basic batch pumpkin spice cookie paired with cinnamon royal icing. When you're ready to begin making the dough for your walls, gather all of your ingredients. You will need unsalted butter, granulated sugar, room temperature egg whites, and then your dry ingredients, which I have whisked together, and those are cake flour, pumpkin powder, baking soda, nutmeg, cinnamon, ginger, cloves, and salt. And then once you have everything together, take your butter, add it to your mixer along with your granulated sugar, and then beat those together until they are nice and fluffy. And once your butter and sugar have been mixed together evenly, you can add your egg whites one at a time, beating well after each addition. After that, you can begin adding your dry mixture in roughly 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup increments until it has all been added. And the texture that you want to aim for is essentially a clay-like texture that you'll be able to mold and work with, but won't be too dry that it will break up and fall apart, and won't be too wet and sticky that you won't be able to use cookie cutters to cut out nice, neat, clean pieces. When you achieve that clay-like consistency, you can remove your dough from the bowl and then roll it into 2 balls and wrap each ball in plastic wrap. When you're ready to begin baking your cookies, gather first your 2 dough balls, a rolling pin, the largest one that you can find, and if possible, rolling pin bands, which will ensure that you get a perfect 1/8 inch consistency to all of your cookies and will make for a nice, neat looking finished product. If you don't have the rolling pin bands, no problem, but you can get them online cheaply. I also have some clay tools that I'll be using to pry anything out of window and door openings. I have my Thai tile texture roller, which I'll be applying to the roof. So before you cut out any roof pieces, make sure that you apply this texture if you'd like to do the same. And then I, of course, have my Edible Architect cookie cutter construction set. And you can see that this is a Thai spirit house. And I think once we get it assembled and decorated, it'll be something really special. Finally, I also have some cake flour that I'll be using to dust my surfaces. And I have gone ahead and preheated my oven to 375 degrees and lined a few cookie sheets with parchment paper, which I will be using in order to prevent any sticking. So you can go ahead, cut out all of your cookies, and for this design you will need 2 of each piece, and you can find complete instructions on your waterproof blueprints. While you wait for your cookies to cool, you can make your royal icing mortar. First, take your room temperature egg whites and add them to your mixer along with your lemon juice. And then mix those on high until they are frothy for approximately 1 minute using the whisk attachment for your mixer. When those are nice and foamy, you can begin adding your dry mixture, which is confectioner sugar, cinnamon, and cream of tartar whisked together. And you'll want to add that in roughly ½ cup to ¾ cup increments until it has all been added. And at that point, switch to high speed for 5 to 6 minutes. Depending on your mixer, in my case, I think it'll probably take about 3 to 4 minutes. But what you really want is a texture that will hold the house together so it has stiff peaks, but not too thick that you can't push it through a piping bag. So I'm going to check in 3 minutes on the texture and then add more time if needed. And once you have a consistency that will hold the house together, so it's thick and fluffy, but you will be able to push it through a piping bag, it's not too thick, you can go ahead and add that to a piping bag, and then we will begin our construction. To begin assembly of your Thai spirit house, grab your waterproof blueprints and flip them over and find your build plan. You will also want to find whatever platform you'll be using to build your structure on, whether that be a plate, a cake stand. In this case, I have a little cake stand that I got at a local craft store. And what you'll want to do is take the front wall of your Thai spirit house and the side wall, and then place those down on the platform and then draw a line the entire length of that front wall exactly where you want it to be on your platform. After that, take your side wall and then exactly perpendicular to that, draw a line the entire length of the side wall so that you'll have an indication of where those first two walls will be, and you'll end up with a nice squared corner. You will also want some kind of a support handy that you can use in order to rest your pieces up against as you're constructing. I will use this peanut butter jar. And then when you've baked all of your pieces, they should look something like this. So here you can see that we have our front and back walls, our two side walls, our roof pieces, and then all of our dormer pieces, and then dormer roof pieces. And then several of the cutouts I did bake as well, because I will be affixing those with icing to the house here and there as I go through and decorate everything. But color-wise, I really love this pumpkin recipe. It gives a really natural but beautiful orange color, and it tastes amazing and smells really great as well. Nothing like pumpkin spice anything to get us going in the fall. And then this cinnamon royal icing, I think, will taste really great as a complement to that pumpkin flavor. So to get started, we can go ahead and take first our front wall of the structure. So if there's one that looks better than the other, select that. In this case, I think maybe this one is a little bit better. So this will be our front wall. And then flip it upside down and add a line of icing to that bottom edge of the front wall. And then we can take that, flip it right side up, and then press it down into place along that shorter line of icing that we drew indicating where we wanted our front wall. And we can place a temporary support to lean that up against while we let it set for just a second. I want now to assemble our dormer structure so that it will have some time to set up and dry. And so what you'll want to do is take what will be the front of your dormer. So again, if there's a piece that looks better than the other, take that piece. And then along the straight edge on the inside face on either side, add a line of icing. And then take one of your dormer side walls and then pressing that so that the good side faces out. Press both pieces against your work surface and then join them together so that you form a nice squared corner for your dormer. Take your other dormer side piece and repeat that on the other side. And then take your dormer back piece, add a line of icing along the inside face on the straight edge on either side, and then press that into place against the two side pieces, forming 4 squared corners and pinching everything together. Okay, and then we can set that aside to dry. And while that sets up, we will continue construction of our main structure. Next, we will want to take one of our side pieces. So select a side piece, it doesn't matter which, and then flip it again upside down. And you will want to add a line of icing along whichever edge will meet the front wall as well as the bottom edge. And then flip that right side up and press it down into place along the longer line of icing that you drew on your platform. And then press it against the front wall so that you get a nice squared corner and clean edges. And that should stand on its own. So we can now remove our support, and we can now place our second side wall. So again, we will invert that piece, find out which edge will meet the front wall as well as the bottom edge, and add a line of icing to those edges. And then join that with the front wall and pinch all of your corners together so that you get nice squared corners. Next, we will add a line of icing to that back edge of either side wall. And then take our back wall, add a line of icing to the bottom edge, and then press that down into place so that it meets with our side walls as well as the platform. Next, we can pick one side or the other and then add a line of icing to the top 3 edges on that side. And then we can take one of our roof pieces with that checkerboard tie tile texture, and then place that roof piece in place. Pinching everything together. And ensuring that the roof does not protrude beyond the front or the back wall's top peak. Okay. Next, we can add a line of icing to the remaining top 3 edges, as well as the center roof line. And then take our second roof piece, press that down into place, and pinch everything together so that we have nice squared corners and clean edges. Now we can check our dormer and see if it has set up enough to allow us to press it down into place on the roof line. So you can pick it up carefully. It looks like it has set up enough. And we will flip that upside down, add icing to all 4 bottom edges, and then reinvert it upright and then press it down into place over the notch on the roof line. Made a little bit of a mess of that. And once that is securely in place, we can place our dormer roof pieces. So we will repeat the same process for our dormer roof as for our main structure roof. So icing on the top 3 edges on one side. Place a roof piece. Icing to the top 3 edges and along the roof line on the other side. And we have a completed Thai spirit house. So I will go ahead and use some of the cutouts that I had baked in order to decorate the structure, and then I will come back, clean up, and we can light the structure. When you've completed construction on your Thai spirit house, it should look something like this. I kept the decoration pretty minimal, but I did use a lot of the cutouts as little shutters and decorative pieces, especially along the roof line. And the cookie is somewhat soft, so it sagged a bit in the middle, but I think that the shape almost makes it look even more like a real Thai spirit house. I really like the details on the edges of the roof lines, as well as the shapes of the window and door cutouts. Um, and I want to thank Melina for the inspiration. This photo is actually one that was sent to me by a customer, Melina, and she had recommended it as something that might be a good inspiration for a cookie house. And I thought, what better time to make a Thai spirit house than for October with Halloween coming up. So I hope that this pumpkin spice cookie Thai spirit house is something that you and your guests will enjoy. Um, I do want to point out that I did a little bit of research and learned that Thai spirit houses are typically placed outside of Thai homes in order to provide a place for welcome spirits so that they do not enter your home because they have a home of their own. And very often you will leave offerings of food or beverage for the spirits at the Thai spirit house. And so what better way to provide something for the spirits than to actually provide a Thai spirit house that is food? So what better offering than that? And I did include a battery light kit inside of my stand that I had built my house on. So I'll go ahead, I can switch that on. And I think that this is something that would be really great for a fall dinner party as we get ready for Halloween. Um, I hope that it is not bad luck. I would be very respectful when you pull this apart to eat it with your guests because apparently the spirits inside might be disturbed once they've made themselves comfortable. But with Halloween around the corner, you might want to stir up some fun. If you do make this, please feel free to tag us at Edible Architect on social media or hashtag Edible Architect, and we cannot wait to see what you build. If you have leftover dough, you can bake cookies in a round shape and then use the leftover royal icing to make sandwich cookies. This recipe, because it's a little bit softer, is perfect for that. So it's a great way to use any leftover frosting so it doesn't go to waste. If you enjoyed this and want to build your own Thai spirit house, please visit ediblearchitect.com, and you can find this kit as well as all of our cookie cutter construction sets in our store, along with each month's cookie texture roller. Thank you again, and again, I cannot wait to see what you build.